Well, in this morning's New York Times, columnist Thomas Friedman, who will join our discussion tonight, wrote, "This is a big deal." He was referring just to the possibility that President Biden's special envoy, Amos Hochstein, who will also join our discussion tonight, was on the verge of negotiating a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. Then, at 3:38 p.m. today, this happened.
Good afternoon. Today I have some good news to report from the Middle East. I just spoke with the Prime Minister of Israel and Lebanon. I'm pleased to announce that their governments have accepted the United States proposal to end the devastating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. Under the deal reached today, effective at 4 a.m. tomorrow local time, the fighting across the Lebanese-Israeli border will end. This is designed to be a permanent cessation of hostilities.
Earlier in the day in Lebanon, it did not seem that peace was at hand. The New York Times reports in the hours before Israeli ministers approved the deal, the Israeli military launched one of its heaviest barrages of airstrikes since the war began, hitting the heart of Beirut and Hezbollah-dominated neighborhoods south of the city. Thomas Friedman writes that the deal means that, quote, Hezbollah and by extension Iran have decided to de-link themselves from Hamas in Gaza and stop the firing from Lebanon for the first time since October 8th, 2023, the day after Hamas invaded Israel. President Biden pointed out today that this has been the deadliest conflict between Israel and Hezbollah in decades. NBC News reports that approximately 1.2 million people in Lebanon and 60,000 people in northern Israel have been driven from their homes because of the attacks across the border.
This deal supports Lebanon's sovereignty, and so it heralds a new start for Lebanon, a country that I've seen most of over the years, a country with rich history and culture. If fully implemented, this deal can put Lebanon on a path toward a future that's worthy of its significant past. And just as the Lebanese people deserve a future of security and prosperity, so do the people of Gaza. They too deserve an end to the fighting and displacement. The people of Gaza have been through hell. Their world's absolutely shattered. Far too many civilians in Gaza have suffered, far too much. And Hamas has refused for months and months to negotiate a good faith ceasefire and a hostage deal. And so now Hamas has a choice to make. Their only way out is to release the hostages, including American citizens, which they hold. In the process, bring an end to the fighting, which would make possible a surge of humanitarian relief.
President Biden acknowledged that there is much more work to do to bring peace to the region, but he said today's deal is proof that peace is possible.
Now Israel must be bold in turning tactical gains against Iran and its proxies into a coherent strategy that secures Israel's long-term safety and advances a broader peace and prosperity in the region. Today's announcement is a critical step in advancing that vision. And so I applaud the crazy decision made by the leaders of Lebanon and Israel to end the violence. It reminds us that peace is possible. Say that again, peace is possible. As long as that is the case, I will not for a single moment stop working to achieve it.
The United States led the ceasefire negotiations, and the lead negotiator for President Biden in the negotiations is our first guest tonight, Amos Hochstein. He began working in Washington as a young staffer in the House of Representatives, then served in the Obama administration and now the Biden administration. If you're hearing his name for the first time tonight, you're not the only one. He's one of those people working in government who are not there for the attention. But he's much better known in the places where people's lives depend on how well he could do his job in achieving a ceasefire. People in Beirut, with their lives at stake in the ceasefire negotiations, know all about Amos Hochstein. And so, when he showed up at a Starbucks in Beirut last week, people working there were so grateful that he was trying to stop the fighting that they refused to let him pay despite his best efforts.
Your Excellency, please. I need to spend money in Lebanon.
Leading off our discussion tonight is White House senior advisor Amos Hochstein. He served as the lead U.S. negotiator in the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hezbollah. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And how did it turn out at the Starbucks? Did they let you pay?
Oh, thanks, Lawrence. No, they wouldn't let me pay. They kept saying, you're our guest, and we appreciate what you're trying to do. We won't let you pay.
As Tom Friedman says, this is a big deal. It's very obviously a big deal now that it has really happened. What would you say was the key to bringing it together in the end?
Look, I think, Lawrence, this has been a devastating conflict. 18 years of calm since the 2006 war, and here we are again. And really, this is a conflict, as the president said today, that was imposed on the Lebanese people. October 7th happened, and Hamas attacked Israel, and Hezbollah decided to join in on the attack a few hours later on the early morning of October 8th. Not representing the Lebanese people who repeatedly through this year have expressed, we don't want this war. We didn't want it then, we don't want it now. So really it was about how do you get to a point of telling the Israelis, look, you've gotten a lot of gains on the ground militarily, but you need, if you really want security, you got to leverage your gains on the battlefield to political gains, because your ultimate security is only through an agreement with Lebanon, not by imposing it. And the same thing for the Lebanese. At some point, you got to say, look, enough is enough. And we are willing to take the steps that are difficult, perhaps politically in Lebanon, but to say we're going to assert control over our own country and we're going to care about our own people. And the style of negotiations that I tried to have here was to say to people, look, what do you really want? What is important to you? And for Israel, it's to return their people home with security. And for the Lebanese, it's to end this war and to rebuild the shattered lives. And if we can find a path that sort of threads the needle, I thought we could do it, and we were able to do it. But I will tell you, it was not easy. This was a very difficult negotiation, partly because of the involvement of Iran and Hezbollah and other forces from the outside. But I'm glad we were able to do it, and I think we're, by doing it now, able to save a lot of lives that would have been injured and killed over the coming days, weeks, and months.